Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ellie Witch Lady, and today I'm going to be talking about symbols that are used within witchcraft. First off, I would like to just apologise for not being around that much with my videos. I think it's been about 7 weeks, maybe even nearly 8 weeks since I've posted anything. So I have just been concentrating on things at home because we're sort of going to be moving house, I think, within the next sort of, I don't know, 3 weeks or so. So it's just kind of trying to get bits and bobs sorted out and, you know, sort of rummaging through everything to, you know, make sure that we're just not taking any excess stuff that we don't really need. So yeah, so there's been that going on, and there's just been a few things with my mental health and that, but I'm okay. So anyway, I'm back with you, bringing you a video, and it, as I say, it will be about symbols within witchcraft. Now I'd like to cover, there's 27 that I'd like to cover. So what I'm going to do is, so that this isn't a really long massive video, I'm just going to sort of split it up into 3. So I'll do video 1 today, I'll release another video in another week or so, and then the last and final third video, I don't know, as I say, in a few weeks time. So yeah, so it's going to be like a little series about witch symbols, or witchcraft symbols as it were. So yeah, so let's get straight on with it. As you know, as you all know, I generally have notes with me because I'm so rubbish at remembering what I want to say. So I do have a few notes and bits that I'll be reading from as well, just so you know. So when choosing a symbol to use within your witchcraft, choose a symbol that sort of speaks to you. So you may be drawn to a specific symbol, you know, for example, you might be drawn to sort of Celtic knots, that kind of thing, or anything as simple as, you know, a pentacle. So just sort of make sure that you're drawn to it and it means something to you, because that gives the spell that you use in conjunction with that symbol will be like extra powerful, will have, you know, that bit more energy, because it means something. There's something that's pulling you towards that symbol. So I think that's really important personally. There are a lot of witchcraft symbols out there, as I say, I've mentioned a couple just then, but you do have to be careful with certain symbols. One I'm going to speak about is actually the solar cross. So the solar cross is an ancient symbol, and it goes back thousands of years. So that, unfortunately, the solar cross now has negative connotations. So the solar cross is now used for white supremacists, and, you know, Nazis back in the day, and one thing or another, they've taken that symbol and used it, and obviously now we know it as a sticker. So yeah, unfortunately, you know, that symbol would have been used thousands of years ago, and it had a completely different connotation to it, whereas now it's just, if anyone sees that, it's the ultimate, you know, symbol of negativity for these modern times, unfortunately. And I do think that's very sad, because the first thing people see when they see that is not. So, you know, it's unfortunate, but it's a symbol that I would say pretty much all, you know, whether you just generally follow a pagan religion or you just practice witchcraft, you know, you won't be using it. I don't think anyone would be using that in this day and age, and it's a shame, but it's been perverted. So you just got to be careful of the symbols, you know, that you use, and read up on them and research them. And, you, as I said earlier, if you're drawn to them, then that's great. You know, you're drawn to them, and they mean something to you. And as I say, that just gives you spell, or whatever you're doing, a bit more oomph. Okay, so the first symbol, or symbols, that I'm going to talk about are actually related to the elements. So the first symbol I want to talk about is the symbol for earth. So the earth symbol is one of the 4 elemental symbols. Each of the elements also corresponds with a direction. Earth corresponds with the southern direction and is used during rituals or spells relating to motherhood, growth, life and death, nature and the divine feminine. It can also be used in money and fertility magic as well. The second symbol that I'm going to talk about, which is obviously one that I'm drawn to, is the symbol for fire. So the symbol for fire is a strong masculine energy and is connected with strength of character and will. It symbolises new beginnings and purification. The fire element represents the southern direction. So that one that I'm drawn to, it's with my star sign, I'm an Aries, so that is connected with fire. I think Leo and Sagittarius are also connected with fire. I mean, I've always been drawn to candles and fire magic and one thing or another, but as I say, as I got into witchcraft and all the rest of it, I realised why I was so drawn to it, and it is because I'm a fire sign. So yeah, there we go. So the third symbol I'm going to talk about, which is still on the elemental path, is the element of air. So the 4 elements play an important role in witchcraft and Wicca. The air element symbol is often used in rituals or spells to do with wisdom and communication. The air element is traditionally used to represent East. It could be argued that this symbol also represents life itself, as it's been known to symbolise breath, and without breath there is no life, which is very true. So just to let you know, I'm going to put up on the screen the symbols and basically what you can use them for, the type of magic that you can use them for. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So the 4th symbol that I'm going to talk about is connected with water. So the water element is representative of the western direction and is strongly associated with feminine energies. As with air, it's sometimes thought to represent life itself, because without water we would all cease to exist very quickly. Water is associated with the goddess and can be used to consecrate tools before ritual magic or spell work. And also I would say that anything to do with water, the water element, I do have tarot cards, and I know that like cups and water and things like that is connected to emotions. So that's another thing to bear in mind. Okay, so our 5th symbol that we're going to talk about today is the Ankh, or the Ankh, which is an Egyptian symbol. Basically, it's the symbol of life. So the ancient Egyptian symbol represents eternal life, with some people believing it represents the key to life. It symbolises the rising sun along with the balance of female and male energies. The Ankh, or the Ankh, is sometimes thought to be a phallic symbol due to its shape. It's a protection symbol and can be used to mark the borders of sacred spaces. I've seen this quite a lot, sort of throughout my life, and I've seen people wearing them on one thing or another. And recently I've kind of been getting a bit more into sort of I was going to say Greek mythology, ancient Egyptian mythology. It's so fascinating reading up about all the gods and the goddesses and the symbols that they use, and obviously the hieroglyphs as well. It's just absolutely fascinating. So we move on to quite a simple symbol. So this is our 6th symbol, and it is the circle. The circle is an ancient symbol representing wholeness and completion. It's thought of as a symbol for perfection, infinity and eternity. It also represents the self as well as the cycles of the natural world. The circle is also an embodiment of compassion and manifestation. So, a circle, ring, whatever, even, when you get married, it's like an unbreakable kind of bond. I mean, obviously, I know circles can be broken, as I say, but the whole circle without any breaks, it's just a complete and utter never-ending like bond. And you know, that's why it's important in marriage. Okay, so our seventh symbol that we're going to talk about today is the Celtic Knot, which I mentioned before. This is an ancient protection symbol which has many variations from relatively simple to extremely complicated. The Celtic Knot is thought to symbolise the 4 elements. For those interested in following a Celtic-based path, this is a common Celtic tattoo or form of jewellery. The symbol is most commonly used to ward off negative and to provide protection. So yeah, I do have a Celtic knot, and it's more sort of circular, but I was so drawn to it. I think I got it back in the 90s, and that's kind of, I think, where my spiritual journey was sort of beginning, and I was sort of more getting in touch with everything around me that was natural. And I think, strangely enough, I went to a garden centre, and that's where I bought this pendant from. Not this one, but as I say, my Celtic Knot pendant. I'm not quite sure where it is. I would love to dig it out and, you know, have it on me again, you know, and maybe wear it around my neck. But yeah, ever since I was a teenager, I've been absolutely fascinated with Celtic knots. They're so beautiful and they're so intricate and complicated, some of them. And yeah, just they're amazing to look at. I could spend hours looking at them, following, you know, all the sort of different lines and patterns and one thing and another. So yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love that symbol. Okay, so our 8th symbol is the Eye of Horus, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The Eye of Horus. This is also occasionally known as Wadjet and is a representation of the Egyptian god Horus. It's thought that he injured his eye and then had it restored to him, so this symbol can represent healing powers and transformation. This symbol is most often used for protection, and depending on the orientation of the eye, can also represent the sun god Ra, or the god of wisdom, and Magick Thoth. The eye is a common symbol throughout many cultures, and it's thought to protect people from malevolent intentions or curses. This is an ancient symbol with some evidence that it might have been used 5,000 years ago to protect the wearer from negative thoughts. So I actually had a postcard with the Eye of Horus, and I had it yet again. This was back in the 90s. And that's a symbol that I was really drawn to. And it's funny because, yeah, it's always been at the back of my mind. But recently, I've actually been making some little Egyptian style hides for my my hognose snakes. And, you know, while I've been doing this, going along with the ancient Egyptian theme, I've sort of been looking up more of the symbols. And Wadjet is, you know, she's basically a snake goddess, and she has wings and one thing and another. And you actually see her on the front of like the headwear or the crowns that the ancient Egyptians used to wear. So it's a sign of protection. And I believe that Wadjet is a benevolent, you know, a positive goddess. I nearly said spirit then, goddess, but yeah, so there we go. Okay, and I'm touching on this 9th symbol now. So I'm just, as I say, I wanted to cover 27 symbols. So this is the final symbol that I'm going to talk about in today's video. And so yeah, this is our 9th symbol, and it is the all-seeing eye, which I suppose is similar to the Eye of Horus, but you know, it's obviously different cultures, different countries have, you know, their own versions of the all-seeing eye, anything to do with eyes, so often seen as like windows to the soul, etc. This symbol, an eye surrounded by rays of sun, is a powerful symbol which invokes the goddess's protection. This symbol is also called the Eye of Providence. It represents the all-seeing eye of the goddess or god and provides the person using this symbol with her protection. That's very, you see, I've seen that before. I don't know whether it's to do with that Illuminati thing. I'm not quite sure. You know, you see the eye within the triangle and then the sort of rays of light. So I have seen that symbol before. It's not something that I've ever used in my magic, but it is there to use. I've seen it on TV and one thing and another, but I'm trying to remember where I first saw it, and to be honest, I don't. But yeah, so yeah, again, it's a symbol, it's a positive symbol, it's connected with the goddess, and you can use it for protection as well. So yeah, so that's our 9 symbols. You know, I'm as I say, I was putting up on the screen, you know, how they can be used in magic, and you know, when you're doing your spells and your rituals. So yeah, as I say, I'll put all that information up. But yeah, again, I'm sorry that I haven't been around. Gosh, I've been talking for 10 minutes. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, I just wanted to apologise for not being around so much recently, and I'm hoping to get more of these videos done. But when I get stressed, I kind of go into like a ball, and my anxiety's been really bad recently. So that's just, I've really wanted to push myself today and be like, right, today's the day, I'm going to get this video done. So yeah, and I will try and have a video out next week and the week after, so I can, you know, do this sort of witchcraft symbols series. You know, just get it all done and dusted and complete. And you know, I hope you've enjoyed it, and especially today's video, I hope you've enjoyed it. So yeah, so if you have, then please like and subscribe, and when you do subscribe, please hit that bell notification and click all, so you get notifications for all my latest videos. And if you've got any comments or questions or anything like that, then just pop them in the comments section below, and I'll do my best to answer. But for now, from myself, it is goodbye, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks very much for watching.